How many people need to leave a place unsettled before its reputation stops sounding like a coincidence? Because for centuries, that's exactly what happened at Berry Pomeroy Castle. Hidden in a woodland valley in Devon, the castle almost disappears into the landscape around it. This is Berry Pomeroy Castle. Welcome to Something Stayed Here. Some places don't tell you they're haunted. You feel it when you arrive. Often described as one of the most haunted castles in England. Not because of one clear sighting or one famous ghost story, but because reports connected to this place seem to overlap in unusual ways. Different visitors, different decades, different parts of the ruin, yet many describe leaving with the same sense of unease. One of the best known figures associated with the castle is the White Lady. According to local legend, she appears silently along the upper sections of the ruin, sometimes partially obscured by the broken walls. Not approaching, not reacting, just watching. The story is often linked to a woman believed to have been imprisoned inside the castle by her sister, left isolated until she eventually died there. There is little historical evidence to fully confirm the story, but the legend survived long after the details became uncertain. But there's another figure linked to Berry Pomeroy, described very differently. The Blue Lady. According to local accounts, she's associated with the lower sections of the castle, particularly the stairways and the interior chambers. Unlike the Lady in White, she never feels distant. Stories describe people following movement deeper into the ruin, before suddenly realising how isolated the castle actually feels. And that's usually the point where people decide not to go any further. The castle dates back to the 15th century, built by the Pomeroy family before later passing on to the Seymours. But Berry Pomeroy carries an unusual atmosphere even in the daylight, because parts of it were never fully completed. Other sections were abandoned early. What remains doesn't simply feel ruined. It feels interrupted, as though the castle stopped becoming what it was meant to be. And like many places surrounded by haunting legends, the darker history here may have more to do with people than ghosts. Stories of confinement, isolation, power hidden behind stone walls. Whether every detail is historically accurate or not, those ideas shape the atmosphere people experience here now. Because Berry Pomeroy doesn't feel occupied. It feels like it remembers. Visitors still describe similar experiences. Unexpected quietness in parts of the ruin that should feel open and exposed. Footsteps that don't quite match anyone nearby. And moments where people stop walking without fully understanding why. Not panic, not shock. Just the sudden certainty that they no longer want to stay where they are. There are logical explanations for places like this. Acoustics or isolation, expectation. But haunted locations rarely survive for centuries because of one story alone. They survive because generation after generation people arrive here, and they leave describing the same thing. Not necessarily what they saw, but what the place itself seemed to remember. Berry Pomeroy Castle never presents itself clearly enough to prove anything, and perhaps that's why its reputation has lasted so long. Because people rarely leave here talking first about what they saw. They talk about the silence and the atmosphere, and the feeling that something inside the ruin quietly noticed them before they noticed it. If you enjoyed exploring this place with me, this has been Something Stayed Here, and the next location may leave an even stronger impression.